Hey guys, welcome back to Kelly's Creations. Today we're going to do some projects using these wood shims. Oh my goodness, so much fun. I'm also going to be using some metal tags from the Dollar Tree. These cute little pocket envelope signs, Dollar Tree, and of course, an original, pretty much standard Dollar Tree sign there. So, wood shims. Oh my goodness. One end of the shim is thicker than the other one. It kind of goes down in so you can shimmy, shimmy, shimmy into the spot that you want, right? Well, silly me. Yeah. I thought I was buying big craft sticks. I didn't read the package. Always read the package. But you know, I had them. I bought 42 of them and I was bound and determined to use them. So I picked this sign for a reason because it had lines on it. Where those four like fake shiplap, whatever planks are. So those are great guidelines. So I started with one of the shims, always putting the fattest edge on the end of the sign and working my way inwards with the shim. So I put one down, made sure that one was straight because this one is going to determine the whole sign. Then I cut one down and kind of put it the opposite way, always using the fat end at the edge. So then I take another one, flip it over, again, fat end at the edge. And now I'm going to work off of what I already have, cutting them down as I go. It's okay that, of course, like these aren't the same size going all the way across, but the skinniest parts of these shims are being overlapped. And when it's all said and done, you don't really even notice. It's a pretty cool texture, pretty cool design. It just looks like a wood plank sign, which is really cool. And I was actually very much in love with this when I was done. Now, when I got to the bottom of the sign, it didn't quite line up, as you can see. I'm going to have like a skinny top and a skinny bottom. All I did was make sure I put hot glue on that sign and attach that shim. It is overlapping a little bit, but that's okay. So then I just grabbed some Waverly and plaster and gave it a really nice one coat of paint. I used a mahogany furniture marker because I like how it has like a flat edge and that tip. So you could kind of fake distress this by just running it along the edges that are raised. And just adding a little bit. I used mahogany for Christmas, red. I thought that kind of went with the theme. And you can skip this part and leave it white. It was gorgeous all white. You know me, I like my distressing. So look how cute that is. Now, for these little signs, I have been dying to use these. I first removed the hanger, I removed the beads, and I got some thick cardstock in black from Walmart. I'm using that because I want to cover up the autumn and I just want a blank canvas for this because you can put different things in these little pockets. And I thought black was the way to go, but I didn't want to paint it. And I thought this would be the easier way. So I just cut one down. I put the corner end in it and then cut it down to size and I just used school glue to attach it. I still fail at cutting, guys. Seriously. I think I cut better when I was in kindergarten. Never is the right size, but I made it work. A little bit of the edge was sticking over, so I just grabbed my little sandpaper and kind of sanded those edges, and that kind of removes any extra paper. I had one of those black furniture markers, and I just came in over the top because I didn't have a Sharpie. Sharpie would work. Even black paint would work. And it was just kind of darkening the edges as well to match. So now it's just positioning this wherever you want it on your sign. I thought it would be cute to kind of leave the edges and bring it in towards the center. I did not realize at the beginning of this video, but I actually had like this mauve looking metal tag and a silver. So I thought those would be really good together. And right now I'm brainstorming how I want my sign to look. So once I know where everything is going on the sign, I'm just going to use hot glue. Now, depending on what you want to put in these little metal sign envelope thingy-majingies, you might want to use E6000 or super glue. You know I use hot glue for video purposes, but for a stronger hold and for storage, you might want to use something a little bit more durable. So I'm going to glue each of these envelopes down to my sign. Now, the greatest part about this sign, this is what I love, is you can style this for Christmas so many different ways. If you have small children, you could put letters to Santa above this. You could do a play on naughty and nice. You could put little rolled up pieces of paper, and every day they pull a piece of paper out. There's so many different ways. You could do it for your grandkids, children, neighbors' kids. It's just, there's so many different like ways you can go with this sign. So what I'm going to be doing is gluing down those tags, doing the mauve one in the back. I'm just going to freehand to and from. Then I'm going to take my silver tag and mess up. So I don't know what I was thinking. You cannot use hot glue for metal to metal. I know this. And I try it every time and it doesn't work every time. So you see me putting the hot glue on that to attach it to the metal sign. Yeah, don't do that. I'm showing you so that you know, don't do that. I will fix it in a minute. So once I have that down, I'm also going to put to and from on the metal one as well. Then I'm going to kind of put those cords together, wrap them around the back, hot glue them down, and then add some duct tape to secure it. Now, of course, I never show this with my signs. I probably should. If you were given this as a gift or even, just to finish it off totally for your home, all you have to do is take some brown or white paper and go over the whole back of this sign. Then you wouldn't see the duct tape, you wouldn't see, those strings hot glued down. You could finish this totally off just by adding paper to the back. I don't do that because I don't see the back. And I never give these as gifts. So anyway, this is where you don't glue metal to metal. So I have some two-sided tape, which works perfect. I put 2 little strips of that on the back of that silver metal sign. And then I'm going to just attach it to the mauve one. That's what I should have done from the get-go. So now we have our blank canvas here. Like I said, there's so many different ways you can style it. I am going to show you just by adding Christmas floral and greenery to it, some berries. I'm actually going to use 2 different types of greenery so that you guys could see. This is more like Christmas tree and pine and that kind of with the berries. And then I had some poinsettia leaves, I think. And I'm going to put it in the other one. But like I said, this would be a super cute letters to Santa, or tell me in the comments below. Give me some more ideas what this sign could be used for. If you don't have a, Cricut or a vinyl cutter freehanding, I'm telling you, is so much more personal, and you could just write letters to Santa. You have the shiplap board, so it's a great, it almost looks like a notebook paper, right? And you can just freehand it. But for now, I'm putting greenery in here. But I love your ideas, so let me know down below what your idea for this sign would be. Once I had all of that beautiful Christmas greenery in there, I came back in with another furniture polish pen or mistake pen, whatever they call it, touch-up pen. I'm just being silly. And I went around the grooves of the metal envelope. It was just a little too shiny, and I kind of wanted to add a little rusty look to it, and that marker was perfect for that. This isn't a step you guys have to do. I like rustic country. I just wanted to put a little bit of dullness into it because they are really shiny. I probably should have I think I did actually. I went around the metal tag as well just to add a little rust. I thought you could like kind of draw it on and wipe a little, but man, you draw it on, it's there. So make sure where you put it is where you want it. There was no wiping. It dried instantly. And oh, super cute. Here's the finished sign. So DIY number 2, why waste all that great shims? These are all the pieces that I cut off to make that last sign. And I had so many of them left, and I'm like, "Ugh, I am not wasting this." So brainstorming, just kind of putting them together, I decided to make a wooden shim Christmas tree using all of the pieces that I had. And oh my gosh, this was like fun. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together. So I glued 2 pieces down to get the triangle shape of the tree. You can make this as skinny or as fat as you want. And I just started by gluing 2 pieces down, and then I just ran with it. I just kind of fit pieces on top of each other, next to each other, just kind of cut a couple of them down to fit, and kind of just kept overlapping until I got to the bottom. When I got to the bottom, I used a piece going straight across, and then I did flip this over, and I don't think I filmed that part, but I did flip this over and put a piece going across as well to secure these down. And I told you guys before, I love Christmas trees. I have like a little collection of Christmas trees, and I love unique and different. And this is definitely hits all of those boxes because it's not something you see all the time. It came out so stinking cute. And you got to use the rest of your shims because I don't like throwing away, especially wood pieces. I really don't like throwing away. I always try to think of something to do, something to use them for. And this was a great little project to use those. Once I had that part assembled, I grabbed 2 Jenga blocks. These are full-size Jenga blocks. I actually buy them from Dollar General because they're bigger than the ones from Dollar Tree. Then this Waverly and Antique, I'm just going to go over the whole tree, getting into all the little cracks and crevices with it. Now, this is wax. And usually you can paint it on and then you kind of want to rub it off. But I really, really, really liked the darkness of it. And I knew if I rubbed it off, it would get a lot lighter. So that's a personal preference. This is your project, your tree. You do it your way. A lot of people put it on with a brush or they even rub it on. I like the dark. So once I was done with that, I came in with that plaster and kind of dry brushed and then got a little chunky with it because I always do. I start off, there it is. I start off dry brushing and I end up getting a little chunky, but that's okay. Like I said, you do it your way. This is the way I like it. So I didn't add it to the stand yet. I got that little package from Dollar Tree. It's so cute. It had trees and presents and snowflakes, little wooden pieces. And I hot glued that to the top. Now I'm just going to hot glue the tree to that Jenga block base. And I am going to use a Jenga block once I have it hot glued down. I'm going to put a Jenga block behind it to make sure this baby doesn't fall over. So unique, so different, so cute. Oh my goodness, I love this tree. And see, it blends in with the back, so nobody will even know that that's just a stabilizer. And it fits perfectly onto the tree and the bottom. And there you go. I absolutely love this tree. Now, if you wanted to go a step further, you could actually go around that snowflake and darken it up a little, but I thought the contrast was pretty cool. Project number 3, more shims. Now, this one, I gotta tell you, is my favorite. And it's not my idea because I've seen other people use wooden pieces. I've even seen people use shims to do this on YouTube. But that's why YouTube is amazing, because you can watch somebody use the same things and have the end result come out differently. So this is my spin on some wooden candles. And this is why I do YouTube right here. Right here is why I do it, because I can add something different to mine. And even though I watch somebody else do it, mine is different than theirs. And that's what's great for you guys, because you can watch us all do these amazing projects and put your little spin on them, make them your own. So I cut my shims down 3 different sizes. I'm going to come back in with that Waverly plaster, and I'm going to paint not full coverage. That's my personal preference, because I like seeing a little bit of the wood coming through. Then again, with my Jenga blocks, I'm going to put 4 of them together. I always start by gluing 2 together, then gluing the other 2 together, and then gluing the 2 groups of 2 together. I don't know. I think it fits better, but you do your way. Just make sure you don't put a lot of hot glue in between these, because then you gotta have all that glue seeping out through the little cracks, and sometimes it doesn't want to come off. So just be real light-handed with your glue gun. And I'm always surprised. A lot of people use wood glue, but I'm always surprised how well hot glue does hold up. So I had this, I think this is for paper, to distress paper. I got it at Hobby Lobby, but I watched somebody on YouTube use it to distress their wood, and I'm like, that's a great idea, because sometimes I am too heavy-handed, and really with this, it's hard to be heavy-handed. So I just dabbed a little on, and I'm just going to distress this a little. If you don't like distressing, skip this part. You don't have to distress, but I just think it makes it look more rustic country. I also distressed the base as well, so it would match the candlesticks. Now, I got this tile from Dollar Tree. I absolutely love it. It's a self-adhesive, so you do need to peel off the back. And you'll know what I'm talking about. Anybody who's ever bought this tile, it's the only way I can describe it is bubbly. There's an air pocket between the adhesive part and the exact tile, so just remove it. Peels right off. So I thought it would be neat just to freehand cut out flames out of this tile. And first I painted them white, and that's kind of like a base coat so that the next coat of paint would stick well to them, because they are kind of a smooth surface. Then I grabbed some Deco Art Metallic and Gold, and I went over each flame with the gold to make it look more like a fire flame. You also could add a little bit of orange maybe if you wanted as well. So now I'm just going to attach each of the flames to each of the candlesticks using hot glue. Be careful, because this is like plastic. It melts really easy when that hot glue hits it. Don't burn yourself. Look how cute that is. Using the tile is a sturdy material, so they won't bend. Like if you use paper, it could like lean over. These are going to stand up straight. And it has a little style to it because of the tile, which gives it kind of a wavy look, I think, like a flame would be. So using my hot glue gun, I started with the sides. Trial and error here. I think it's better if you go up the side and then kind of go over, come down a little, go over, come down a little. You get a more realistic candle wax, and I left that alone. I did not paint that gold because I thought it looked really good, just the way it was. And that's just to mimic the wax dripping down the candle. So now it's time to assemble the candles. I put the two biggest ones together, leaving a little gap in the center. And then I came in with the smaller candle and I just hot glued that to the top, using my base to keep me level. So I just had those resting up against that base when I was doing this. Now I kept some of my small shim pieces when I cut these down, and I'm going to use those to kind of secure this a little better. Just make sure that you put your shims down below that small candle. If you put them up too high, you will see them. So, last year I bought this like vintage Christmas songbook, and it's really cool. The pages are a little shiny though, so we're going to dull those down. But I ended up just using these wooden tags that I got off Amazon and traced out where I wanted the music sheet to be put on the tag and cut it down. I also cut out Joy. This is off the page of Joy to the World. I painted the tag white, and then I'm going to put some Mod. No, I'm going to use, I don't know why I said Mod Podge. I'm going to use school glue stick and just put this paper on there. And then on the other one, I'm going to use a glue stick, and I'm going to cut out Joy as close to the word as I can. And I'm going to set Joy in the middle of that tag. If you would like the vintage paper or these tags, these were 100 tags I got off Amazon. It will be in the description box under my Amazon links. So where are we? We are working on these tags. Once that was dry, I just poked the hole again, because I will be stringing some twine through these. I took that distressing ink again, and I went around Joy, and I kind of went around the edges of that tag. And then I used the distressing ink as well to go over the whole tag. Like I said, this paper is a little shiny, glossy paper. I just wanted to dull it down just a tad so it wasn't so shiny. This worked perfectly because it did not, you could still tell what it was. It didn't cover it, but it did dull it down. It made it look more rustic and vintage. I also used the ink on the edges of those flames, because I thought that was a good look, and it kind of made it match the candles, and it dulled that metallic gold down just a tad as well. I didn't do too much. So now it's time to start embellishing the candles. And this is just, you roll with what you got. I grabbed some burlap and some ribbon and anything I had in my stash that I thought would really match these candles, keeping with like semi-farmhouse, kind of rustic country. You can even do traditional, since these candles are white, you could do like a red check pattern, a black check pattern. You could do red and green. Like I said, right now, this is just personal preference. Decorate these little beauties however you want to decorate. I chose more neutral colors, and I'm obsessed with these candles, guys. Totally obsessed. This is probably my favorite Christmas DIY this year. I just absolutely love how these turned out, and this would be a great, great gift for family or friends. Once I had everything the way I wanted it, I figured out how I wanted these two tags to go together. And once I had it the way I wanted, I lifted up one tag, put a little bit of hot glue down so that they would stay together. And then I just took some twine and I went around the burlap part of it so it kind of blended in, and brought it forward and tied a knot in it, and then fed both pieces through those tags and tied it in a bow. So now all we have to do is attach it to the base. I took the candle, put it in the center of the base, added hot glue to all three of the candlesticks, and a regular size Jenga block was just too big to secure the back of it. If I were to put that on there, you'd be able to see it on the sides. So I went and grabbed those little cubes you can get from Dollar Tree. I added hot glue to two sides of it so that it would stick to the base and it would stick to the candles. And voila, super sturdy. It's so stinking cute. Now, I didn't do this, but I wanted to show you guys. You could go one step further. You could add a little greenery to the base. You could add some berries, if that is what you would like. I really liked the neutral, natural color, so I did not do that to mine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun. If you did, please share it with your friends. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe. I hope everybody has a blessed and wonderful week, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Bye, y'all.